Alrighty gang, so the machine has just arrived. A nice big beautiful ram brought it here. Mish, come over here please. It's the same as the one that we used to have, it's just a different brand than the one we used to have. But I'll show you, and I'll show you what Serge is planning to do with it today. So this is the machine. That's the guy's trailer obviously. This is the machine. Serge is going to bring that dirt pile into here, so I'm going to go and get changed so I can get the plants planted today, and then he's doing the sides. I'll show you what he's doing for the sides. Who says that she can't run? Who says? Who says? She's full of energy. So I don't know if you remember in the video, one of the videos from the beginning of the year, this is the tree that came down in a big storm that we had. So that's going to potentially get picked up and moved. And some of the piles at the back. Come on, this way, Pille. This way. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. This way, this way, this way. Alrighty, so that's one of the things. That tree has to get chopped up. This is just potentially going to get moved to the side unless the neighbor wants it, and these are going to be smoothed out, and that one over there, and these over here. So a bit of work to get done today. Hi Pumpkin. Hi, I'll let you out in a minute. Is that all right, darling? Missy, you good there, mate? Face. What you doing there, face? What you doing there? He wants a bit to let him out. And oh, Daddy, look, look, Pille, look. Mish, go, 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 go. He wants to run with us. Go, Pille, go. So as you can see, it's probably one of the last outside projects that we have to do before we list the place and get photos done and everything. I mean, the majority of the photos will be of inside, but you're still going to have a couple of updated ones for the outside. So yeah, so that garden is the last garden because we already had everything going anyway. So we're like, let's just finish it off. And then as I showed you before, those other things that Serge needs to just move on. And then that's it for outside. We are then ready to that's all we're doing for outside. Ready to finish off the couple of things inside and move over to Tambo that we've mostly moved over, to be brutally honest. It's just a couple of things that have to get moved over, and fingers crossed the plaster's getting done in the next 2 weeks. Alrighty, so I've just raked, we've just done all 4 cubes, sorry. And I've just raked it all out, and I'm just going to I've already wet it down once. I'm just going to wet it down a second time, just because like I've spread out some stuff, and it really helps when it is a bit wet to see if there's any divots or any sort of potholes that you need to fix. I'll show you what it looks like now. So this is where we're going. So the outside's going to have logs around, and there you go. As you can see, there's a couple of like darker patches. That's the wet from where I wet it down before, just to see what it looks like. I've just got to tidy up that there because Serge just dumped some there and I just raked it out. But then you've got here, he just topped up the lily pillies. We think that we had to release the grey water pump water out, and it kind of trickled down this side, and we think that potentially it's maybe killed off that last lily pilly. Fingers crossed that's not the case and it does recover. But yeah, just getting some rocks. We have a pile over there where you can see that he is. That's just like a concrete and rock pile that we've been compiling, you know, as we've done cleanups, and he's going there to just separate it now while he's got the machine, make sure there's no snakes in there, and then we'll probably bring some rocks in here so we can use it for the sort of the border for the garden, and then we'll go get the logs and do that. I'm as bloody pink as my hat. Anyway, back to it because I've got a lot of work to do and I've got to get out of the sun before the UV hits 13 million. So I'll check in with you again. I've just wet it down and I'll show you what that looks like, and I'll explain my reasoning why I'm doing it. So number one, as I said before, partly it's to see where there's any divots or bumps or anything that I haven't leveled out really well, because the soil is obviously still like a grey. When you wet it, it goes black. You'll be able to see that. And also because the soil where it was over there on the side of the property, it was covered by a tarp, but it was in a big mound. And even when the rain comes, even having that tarp over, only that surface part of the soil is going to really sort of get any moisture or have any access to humidity, worms, etc. There was mushrooms growing in this soil, so that's really good, but that was all around the periphery. So the reason I wanted to wet it down as well is, number one, if there is any mycelium spores around, they would have been disturbed as Serge picked it up and moved it around. So it's a little bit of that, and also just wetting the soil as well, ready for planting. You don't want to start something, you know, your plants into totally dry soil. So this morning I watered the garden. I've let them dry, so they have had access to some water this morning because we haven't had rain. And then wetting this down will just meet that environment that I want to plant them in. So I'll show you how it looks anyway. You can see it's a little bit darker than before. The outside as well, which I'm just about to moisten those and wet those down. But you can see that, you know, it's a lot more level now, and that you can actually visually see how much more level it is. So I'm going to put the wood at the end. I'm not going to do it now, like the border and the hedging. What I'm going to do now is start looking where I'm going to plant. I've shown the chicken house. This is half of the chicken house. Still the trailer needs to be converted. This panel here is where the trailer hooks onto. You can move it around the yard. So this was obviously made, like finally made after 9 months of waiting, about 2 weeks before we decided we were going to move. So this will come with us because we will be able to use it as a second coop, especially if we start getting roosters between different breeds, and I can separate the breeds. At the moment, in terms of chickens, I have lavender Aracanas, silver and golden lace Wyandotte, and barn velvets. So I would like maybe some Plymouth Rock or some Orpingtons, maybe some buff Orpingtons, that'd be nice, but we'll see. So yeah, so I think I may have a roux from the lavender Aracanas, in which case I would want to be able to separate them at the other place. The other place has a chicken coop already, so it'd be good to be able to have two functional ones, or maybe use one for ducks or whatever. So we'll see. So I don't know if I haven't made a video in a few months. We've been so busy. Towards the end of last year, it was a lot of soap stuff to do, a lot of markets, etc. And then we were still waiting for insurance work to happen at the other house, and we were talking about it, and so obviously we decided we're going to move from this place to the other place. And like, it's a huge change. We're going from a huge ranch style house to a very small country cottage over there. We're going down by an acre. In terms of internal fencing, we don't have internal fencing over there. Here we've got an acre house yard, so it's safe for the dogs, like being able to separate moose and the dogs. And then also we've got sheds here, so we've got a 3-car shed, like a workshop garage. Then we have a 2-car shed and a 2-car carport, and heaps of other sheds and water tanks, etc. So you know, we're going from having more amenities here to less there. But so the reason we decided that we would ultimately sell this and go to the other one is, even though the other one has less amenities, etc., we could take a little bit of the profit that we could stand to make from here and add those things over there. So it just makes more fiscal sense at this point in time. The second reason we decided to do that is because we think that we will be able to be mortgage free if we sell this place and move to the other place. So that's our primary reasons, because our goal, our financial goal has always been to become mortgage free, because once we're mortgage free, that means we can do whatever we want for work. We don't have to hold corporate jobs, and we don't have to do this, that, and the other. We can do passion projects, and multiple passion projects if we wanted. Like, you know, I do Homestead SOAPERY. I want to start doing a few other things on the side. We've now got our freeze dryers arrived. We want to do freeze dried foods. You know, and I want to carry on some of the stuff that I do in corporate stuff, like in mentoring in my industry and mentoring women in business and that kind of thing. So I'd like to do that sort of privately, and it just makes more fiscal sense, you know, especially in this current period where, you know, things are so uncertain. So that's kind of our reasoning for wanting to move and going back. So it kind of, we have spoken about it before, but the decision was sort of, we thought, oh, well, we're not going to go over there and only stay there for a short period of time. And because, you know, ultimately our other goal has always been to own much more land, like sort of 500 acres, 1,000 acres, that kind of thing. So yeah, so we just decided, well, why don't we just go there, hang out there for a couple of years until everything sort of stabilizes. We pay out our mortgage, we have no mortgage, you know, we have less expenses then because we're not paying for, you know, council rates and, you know, on multiple properties, etc. So we thought, why don't we do that, stabilize ourselves, you know, get all the amenities that we need at the other place. Who knows, we might stay there, we might go, bugger it, we love it here, we're going to stay, we're not going. Or we might be, that itch to go to sort of 500,000 acres might still be there, and we'll go. So that's kind of the reason, you know, that this is all going on. You want your ball? You want your ball? Want it? She's upset. Having a break in the shade at the moment because it's really hot. It's a little bit overcast as well, so it makes it hotter. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. So there's quite a few moving parts. I'm not going to go into them now. I'll probably go into it once we move. And once all those moving parts kick off and everything settles, I reckon we stand to be there in a few weeks' time, from the time of making this video. So hopefully if I get this video up actually in the next few days, we'll stand to be there maybe by February. So I just started moving the some of the plants over so I can consider planting them. The UV index is actually 12 at the moment, so I'm not going to plant them. I'm going to go and find some shade and do something in the shade instead. I'll see if Serge needs help because I've covered myself in SPF, but I'm already ready. No.
Two things. That's been hit by lightning.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the one. It's this one. So that's been hit by lightning. So it's
really hard
as a concrete. Plus the chain needs a bit of. I'll go sharpen the chain quickly.
All good? All good? Yeah.
We'll check the machine now.
Hey, Pumpkin. What's up? Oh my gosh, you've got hate all over your face. All over your face. Hey, so what's the weather going to be like today, bud? He's like, I don't fucking know. Is it cool down? So apparently our friend, when he was here, saw Moosey kick the gate, that he ran out of hay, like he was literally eating scraps. So he wasn't happy about that, as you know. And anyway, so he finally found one. But before he brought it over, Lucy was trying to get on that side apparently to get some hay, and came around, walked around, and then kicked the gate to push it so he could get the hay. I was like, I wish I filmed that. That would have been hilarious. Anyway, what he does is sometimes he wheezes on this part, so he won't eat that, which is fine, but that's actually really good for the garden. So he tends to just pull it out. I don't know why, it's a horse thing. So he's pulled out all this softer stuff and he's going to eat that, and then he just buries his head in his hay bale and eats. So Serge's going to go check the machine now, and I'm going to go and check in with him. Has it cooled down?
Yeah, but fucking fun to work out how to open the door.
Oh. Maybe I should sit in it.
Yeah.
There's the machine. It's pretty cool. We used to have one like this, except ours was white. It's good. It's a good size machine to have around. Don't you think it's a good size?
Yeah.
Like not too big, not too small, like, yeah. What are you checking for now?
Water. So heating. And you should definitely need fucking water.
Empty?
Yep. That's cracked, it fucking, see?
Yeah. Someone just probably slammed into a pole or something.
It's cracked, yeah.
Kicking myself now though that we sold our machine, don't you think? Could have had so much work done so much earlier.
I'll give them a call and see, they'll put coolant in this and we'll just top up with water.
Okay. Alrighty, so, ooh, it's nice and cool. Holding this a bit too close. Okay, so, yesterday's machine work didn't end up going so well. So, not because of anything that we did, but the machine, so the person that we hired the machine from, they picked it up from wherever it was the night before and just brought it straight here. Didn't do like an oil check or water check or anything on it at the time. And what ended up happening was that the people, here's in my face, the people that rented it before us actually smashed it in the back. We don't know the specific details of it. We're just sort of going by what we saw. So the gentleman that owns the machine, like that owns the hire company, ended up coming over, and first Serge spoke with him because the radiator was leaking. So he ended up coming over afterwards and he's like, oh look, he said it's actually buggered. So we only got half a day work out of it. I suppose the advantage is we did get the garden done. That was probably the most physically challenging one. There is another couple of projects in the back that are physically challenging that Serge didn't get to. He started them, but the guy says there might be an opportunity to rent the machine again. So that's good. Fingers crossed we can get the machine again. Now I'm just ordering the plants because I did plant some stuff, but it was so hot. You can see I'm a little bit sunburned. So I'm just now watering the plants, getting them all wet, because I'm going to be hopefully planting them tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be really hot. Maybe in the afternoon or the day after. So this week we have no rain scheduled here, but I still want to make sure that the plants are nice and juicy and have some beautiful rain, a beautiful drink of water before I do actually plant them. And I keep, every time I move the hose, I keep twisting this. One second. I'll turn this around in 2 seconds so you can see what I'm actually planting. I've got a lot of agave actually, and I've got a lot of bromeliads. I got this one cute little cactus, but I know I can get that from Pete again, so I'm not too worried. I might actually just plant as is. I did actually plant, so initially what I was going to do is this garden that I'm showing you now, and I was going to do another garden at the front, at the entryway, to give it like a sort of a grand entrance. And I'm not going to do that now because obviously we're not going to have the time, and I don't think it'll be worth it. So what I've done actually is I'm actually going to plant out everything that I had planned for taking with us, or that, you know, we were going to do here, I'm actually going to plant it in here. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm doing now. With one hand, and then water everything. So I've decided to plant the tiger grass, which is these sad looking ones here. I will water them. When I planted them, I kind of built them right up. So I will water them, just make sure that I can bring up the dirt a little bit more. Because I did level it out, and man, I forgot how challenging gardening work is because my glutes are so sore. Anyway, so I have decided to plant some of the tiger grass. In between, I've got a cordy line, I've got a yucca there. Here I've got another yucca because it's established. And then I've got another, like a green cordy line, 2 tiger grass, another yucca down there, and, you know, so on and so forth. So I'll be planting a lot of these agaves in the garden just as extra ground cover. I do have some other ones growing elsewhere. I might be able to transplant here. I also have a lot of aloe. So I can put some aloe in here because I really want it to be a nice garden that can self-propagate. I mean, not that I'm going to be here anymore, but that was always my intention. So once we get to Tambourine, I'll have to do a little bit of work. We might have to do a little bit more groundwork there as well, in terms of, because we will have to make an arena space and all that kind of thing for Moosey. But the veggie garden and probably the chicken yard is going to be a little bit of a kind of closed off area. I don't want the dogs to be able to go there. But I want to also be able to isolate it so that I can let the chickies go into the garden and, you know, actually forage in there and do poopsies and all that kind of thing. So that would be advantageous if I can get that. But that's probably going to be maybe, you know, towards sort of the middle of the year project or after, because we really do need to get the barn planning going and all the permits submitted and an order made on that, like basically as soon as we get in there. So that we can get the barn built. Serge spoke with one of the barn companies, and they've got a current wait time of 12 to 14 weeks. That's a long time. We really need a barn going ASAP. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan for now. So I will actually get a garden going. It might even just be a small one to start with, just, you know, essentials, things like potato, tomato, lettuce, cucumber, onion, that kind of thing. And we'll see how it goes. So that's the plan. I'm pretty excited. Like, I'm pretty excited to get some more work done over there. I think it's going to be amazing. That place has always had a soft spot in our hearts. So it'll be nice to get back there. I really miss the quiet. It's a lot more quiet than here where we are now. So I really miss the quiet. You guys, I'm going back to watering this garden. It has been amazing to be making videos again. I do apologize for such a delay between videos, but it got so hectic with the markets and end of year last year that I just didn't have the time, and I was so overwhelmed and time poor. So I absolutely missed making videos and sharing our life with you. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas and New Year, and 2023 is going to be, you know, a little bit exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. So there still is the freeze dryer video, which I never got around to posting, and I'll explain why at a later date, but that will be coming too. So for now, I hope you enjoyed this short video. Probably next time you'll see us, we'll be at Tambourine and starting off kind of the semi-new chapter in our lives. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!